Guys, what is going on? I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are staying safe. So guys, I wanted to do a video. About Canelo Alvarez has said that a lot of the UK fans want to see me knock Billy Joe Saunders out. I wanted to give my take on that. Is Canelo right? Are there a lot of UK fans that want to see Billy Joe get knocked out? There are. Billy Joe has quite a big fan base. He has quite a solid fan base, right? Which is quite a big fan base. He has quite a lot of people that rate him very highly, say he steps up to the competition. But there's also a lot of people that not necessarily don't rate him as a fighter, that think he's a decent fighter. Don't think he's as good as what some of his fans think he is, but want to see him get knocked out, right? And I've seen a lot of those people. As a guy that has his own Facebook group that's nearly got 30,000, and thanks for everyone that's joined. I've obviously got a Facebook group that's got 30,000 members, so I see people's views in that group all the time. And there are a lot of people that want to see Billy Joe lose and want to see him get knocked out, want to see him get humbled, because Billy Joe does... See, I've never been one... I don't really care what fighters do. And I'm not one that really wants to see Billy Joe get knocked out, because, to be honest with you, I feel like I'm a neutral. He's going to go in there and do his thing. And if he deserves to win, he should win. If he doesn't, then he should lose. But I can understand when I see some of the stuff that Billy Joe Saunders does. I can understand why a lot of people find him irritating, even though sometimes he can be hilarious and he can be really funny. But sometimes it's very close to the line and it can come across really disrespectful, like with the Mexican reporter. I know a lot of people found that disturbing. Some people didn't like it. It just, at the end of the day, it comes down to what you find entertaining. What's your cup of tea in terms of entertainment. To me, that kind of stuff, I don't really find that stuff entertaining. Like, I find Tyson Fury quite entertaining. But Tyson Fury never strikes me as a guy that comes across very disrespectful. Like he wouldn't do something like Billy Joe did with the Mexican, or did to the Mexican reporter, which some people found quite funny. I didn't find so funny. Some of the other stuff, like what Billy Joe was doing with Canelo in terms of face-off, I found that funny. Because I don't mind it between the two fighters and him trying to get under his skin, because it's all about mind games and trying to gain an advantage. When you're doing it with a reporter, it's just like, and especially the reporter wasn't being rude or anything. So I didn't quite understand why, I didn't understand that. So, Billy Joe Saunders sometimes is very close to the line. But again, he knows how to draw attention. And here's the thing, right? Let me tell you something about Billy Joe, right? I'm still picking Canelo to win this fight. I'm still picking Canelo. But you have to say that Billy Joe Saunders has got you wondering, right? When you listen to him speak, when you look at the stuff that he's doing, you think to yourself, what is he up to? What does he know we don't know? He's got you believing almost that he's going to win. He's got you sucked in. And still, listen, majority of people are picking Canelo to win. But he's got you sucked in and he's got you believing that. Can he do it? Can he pull off the upset? Can he do the impossible? He's got you believing it. And that's his confidence. That's what he's doing. That's how he's got you believing. He's got me not believing that he's going to win, but I definitely think he's got a better chance than what I did a couple of weeks ago. Because that's what that confidence does. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm firmly thinking Canelo's going to win the fight. But his confidence is such, it makes you start believing the hype. Even though his last performance against Murray wasn't the greatest, and I know a lot of people try to make out he won every round, and it wasn't the greatest performance against an inactive 40-year-old, a guy that came out of retirement, Martin Murray. Murray was nowhere near his prime, right? And, he didn't look great, and he got caught a lot in that fight. And I know people say Billy Joe will raise his game. We'll see. We'll see if he can raise his game to beat the best pound-for-pound fighter, because he's moving up levels now. From Martin Murray, a 40-year-old past it, Martin Murray, to the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. There's levels between those guys. And Abel Sanchez was given an interview, and Abel Sanchez said that everyone keeps going on about how Canelo struggled with Lara and all those years ago and how Canelo struggled. But Billy Joe in his last fight fought an orthodox fighter in Martin Murray, and he struggled. So he goes, Billy Joe's still living off his past, which was 3-4 years ago. And what he's done lately, and with Canelo's credentials and his resume and what he's achieved in the sport, he goes, what really tells us that Billy Joe has any chance? And he's right. Because Billy Joe hasn't really done anything of late. At 168, he hasn't really had any meaningful performance. And Dan Raphael pointed out his only meaningful win at 160 was probably Andy Lee. Yeah, Lemieux, but Lemieux had already been beaten a couple of times before then. But he was the underdog. And I know Billy Joe alluded to the fact that when I was the underdog, but Lemieux and Canelo, there's chalk and cheese. Nobody really looks at those guys in the same kind of breath. But when you're undefeated, firstly, you're confident because you've never tasted defeat before. You've never tasted defeat before. And he has that self-belief. He has that confidence. He's not like the other Canelo opponents of the past that are there. He's rattling. He's trying to get under Canelo's skin. Now, it may not work. It may backfire. But at least he's trying something different. At least he's trying a new method to get under Canelo's skin. Like on the stage today in the press conference when they were going face to face, Billy Joe put a hand out, and then Canelo kind of looked away. Then Canelo went to shake his hand or cuff him, or give him a fist pump, and Billy Joe blanked him. He walked away. He's doing his best to try and get under Canelo's skin. Whether it's going to work, I don't particularly think so. If I'm honest with you, is Canelo going to care if a guy's trying to get under his skin? Not really, because I think Canelo knows what he's trying to do. I just think Canelo's finding it probably amusing. Inside, he might be fire inside. He might be ready. But he openly said that the stuff that he's been doing wants him to punch him more. But he said not in a way where I'm going to be reckless in the fight. And I don't see it. You see, Canelo's very cool, calm, collected character. You can't see him going out there and being reckless. I just don't see that. I don't see that. I think if he is to be aggressive, he's going to be effective aggression. He's not really a wild fighter, Canelo. He's very calculated, very measured, and he's very good. And he's very versatile as well. He figures his opponents out. He downloads the data, and then he looks to pick you apart. And I think a lot of people think this fight goes first couple of rounds, Saunders gives him a trouble, and then after that, Canelo just takes over and stops him late. That's what I think a lot of people are saying. I think this also comes down to how well Billy Joe takes a shot from Canelo, because that's going to be very important, because Canelo's going to hit him with body shots. Canelo's going to hit him upstairs. That's going to be interesting to see how he absorbs those shots. Because like I said, Canelo's got serious punching power. I know people say Canelo's not a concussive puncher and he can punch. Right? And if he catches Billy Joe Saunders flush, he's going to hurt him. Right? So Billy Joe's going to have to fight a perfect fight. He's going to have to fight he's going to have to pitch a perfect game. He's going to have to look to outbox him, make him miss, moves from side to side. He's just going to have to box a perfect game, really. I don't think Billy Joe can... I know Sugar Hill Stewart, which I found crazy, said that Billy Joe Saunders should go out there and look for the knockout. Like, I was like, wow. Like, there's no way that... If Billy Joe would do something like that, it would be crazy. Imagine giving up your advantages. Imagine giving up your strength, which is to box. And your only chance of winning is to box and move, right? And if you were to give that up and start trading with this guy, you basically, I personally think you're gifting him the fight, because There's no way. There's no way Billy Joe, in my opinion, can go toe to toe. I know he's saying it. There's no way I think he could go toe to toe and beat Canelo. I think he has to box and move and outpoint Canelo. That's the only way I can see it. But who knows? Maybe Billy Joe's got something up his sleeve. But the only way I can see him winning this fight is boxing, moving, and winning a points decision. And I don't think. And that's the other thing people say, that is he going to do it conclusively enough to get the decision? I don't think so. I think Canelo will win the fight conclusively. But the best way Billy Joe's best chance is to box and move and make it difficult. And he needs to do that for 12 rounds without taking a lot of punishment while boxing and moving. Because Carl Froch made a good point. If Billy Joe manages to go 12 rounds, if Billy Joe manages to survive and get to 12 rounds, that means he's been elusive, awkward, and horrible for Canelo, and he's been difficult to hit. That's why he's made it to 12 rounds. Because I don't think if Billy Joe was getting hit as much as Callum Smith was getting hit, I don't think Billy Joe lasts the distance, personally. I don't think he lasts the distance. Because I don't think Billy Joe's as physically as strong or big, or I think he'll be as durable. Because Smith is a very big 168. Carl Froch hit the name. Billy Joe's not a 168. You could say Canelo's not really, but Canelo's just a guy that's moving up, and he's just bullied a big super middleweight, and he went up and knocked out a light heavyweight. So his record shows that he's climatizing to the higher weights very well. Whereas Billy Joe's not really had a great performance. Like, he hasn't had any top marquee performances at 168 for us to kind of judge. And he's going up against the very, very best. So I think this fight is exciting. The reason why it's exciting, because it's not a typical Canelo opponent. Yes, Billy Joe Saunders' style is difficult. We know that. But it's not just the style. It's the mental mind games that Billy Joe's playing with Canelo. It's not a typical Canelo. Most of Canelo's opponents don't do that. They don't play those type of mind games. Billy Joe Saunders is trying to get into his head. Not to say that that's good. Like I said, I'm not sure how much that's gonna make a difference. But at the end of the day, at least he's trying to something different. You see, it's not necessarily gonna work, but he's going in there and trying something. So you gotta respect that. He's going in there trying to rattle him. He knows that maybe that's his best way. Maybe Canelo comes in aggressive, and it makes Billy Joe's job easier to outbox him. You know, at least he's trying something rather than going on being respectful and, you know, Canelo just doing his thing, relaxed, just doing his thing. Whereas this way, he may get a reaction. Because who do you know has tried to get under Canelo's skin like this? Who's tried to put it on Canelo like that, even getting his way on the ring, size of the ring? You know, and who knows what else is going to happen. Maybe there may be some issues with the gloves. Who knows moving forward what's going to happen. Hopefully not. I think we've seen enough. But who knows? Who knows? Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. As a UK fan, are you one of them that wants to see Billy Joe lose? I don't. To be honest, I'm neutral. I don't care. You know, may the best man win. I feel like boxing's the type of sport where it's a very tough sport. I don't think, yeah, sometimes we support somebody because we have an emotional attachment to them, but I feel like if you deserve to win in boxing, because it's such a tough sport, and it's a very tough sport. It's a sport where you could go in and even win a fight, and you could come out less of yourself. It's that type of sport. So I feel like it's the kind of sport that needs fair decisions, where the best man wins, and we don't always get that in boxing. You know, we've seen, you know, bad decisions recently, and hopefully the best man wins. Hopefully, you know, we get the rightful man gets the win. Whoever it is, whether it's by knockout, whether it's just want a good fight, and that's what I want. Just a great fight, a fight that will get the fans excited, that gets us buzzing, that gets us talking days after. Oh, did you see Canelo's performance? Did you see Saunders ducking and blocking and moving. That's what we want to talk about. We want a great fight that we talk about in years to come. Will this fight deliver? Who knows? Possibly, maybe not. Time will tell. Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you're thinking. Guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.